Howdy, folks. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Kenneth Thomas. On Wednesdays, I like to go live and give different tips for wellness. And today, what I'm doing is I'm going to be sharing with you my skincare routine. I've had several people ask me, so what is it that you're doing? And I'm like, okay. I know a lot of guys aren't very familiar with this. I know a lot of you ladies probably are. So sharing this with you, but for the guys, what I'm kind of trying to do is give you an overview of what it is that I'm doing, and it's kind of in a way kind of simple, really. I mean, there's four steps. There's four steps to to doing a skincare for your face. First is cleanse. The second is tone. The third is treat, and the fourth is moisturize. And what products you're using, there's a number of different things out there that are great. But the biggest thing that you need to realize is that whatever it is, the product that you're using, you need to make sure that it's something that is appropriate for your skin type. If you've got really oily skin, what you need to be using for your skincare is going to be different than if you're somebody who has very dry or sensitive skin. So what it is that you're using really is going to depend on what kind of skin you have. Okay. Now, I've got what some folks would term as aging skin, I guess. I don't know. But the big thing for me is that I never really took my skincare and using sunscreen and all that very seriously until fairly recently. So that's why I'm using this, because this is meant to help fight off the effects of aging and sun exposure and stuff that I have put myself through. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, part of this I'm going to be dipping down where you can't see me because the sink's here. But we're going to go ahead and get started. First things first, I got to take my glasses off. Kind of hard to wash my face if I got my glasses on. So I'm not going to be able to read the comments as they're popping up here. Now, the first thing, of course, is cleansing. So I use an oil cleanser. Now, this may seem counterintuitive to some folks because when you think, oh, I need to get the oil and stuff off my skin, using an oil cleanser may seem counterintuitive. It did to me at first. But the thing is that an oil cleanser is using a different type of oil than what you're trying to wash off your face. The other thing is, though, is that it's really good for leaving your face feeling with moisture and stuff intact on it. So if you're somebody who has dry skin, an oil cleanser may actually be something that you'd really, really find beneficial. And I'm telling you, folks, I love this oil cleanser. I would not give it up for anything. So I'm going to get my water running here, because when you rinse off your face, you want to have the water be tepid, I think is the word my wife uses. I use skin temperature. You don't want it to be cold on your skin, and you don't want it to be hot on your skin. You want it to be around the same temperature as your skin, okay? The other thing is when you're using a cleanser, you don't want to have that cleanser stay on your face too long. You want to put it on there, you want to get the cleansing done, and you want to rinse, and you want to have this take less than a minute, folks, okay? So if you're sitting there leaving stuff on there for longer than a minute with your cleanser, that's not really a good thing, okay? Jessica told me one time when I was first starting this, and I was like, my face is all red. She goes, well, how long are you leaving the cleanser on there? And I'm like, well, I'm just sitting there massaging it because it felt so good. She goes, no. So this has been a big learning curve for me. So let's face it, I am not the skincare guru. Jessica is, but this is the routine she's taught me. Now, the other thing with an oil cleanser is that you want your hands dry and you want your skin dry. Okay, you don't want it to be wet. It doesn't work right. So I've got my water running here. It's running hot water only. And when I get ready to rinse, I'm going to put my hand under there. I'm going to adjust the cold water until I get it to the temperature that I need. So we're going to get a couple pumps. And I'm going to be using light pressure, circular motion to make sure I get all the way up to the hairline. Now, for me, I have just my cheeks, my forehead, my temples, my nose, and around my eyes. Now, you don't want to get this in your eyes, so you go around your eyes. And when you're going around your eyes, make sure that you're using very light pressure. Now, as soon as you start feeling it to where it's not as slick as it has been, it's starting to feel like it's getting a little bit of a drag on it. That's when you know it's time to get ready. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to turn my water down. There we go. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to dry off the water that's running down my hair. All right. Now, clean cloth. You want to use something that's clean when you go to dry your face. Now, you notice that I'm patting dry. I'm not sitting here rubbing it, because rubbing it is not what you want to be doing. You just want to be patting dry. Okay. So, pat dry. Now, remember what I said. Step 2 is toning. All right. So I got my toner here, and this is a gel toner. So it's a little thicker than just like the straight kind of liquid alcohol toners that you may be familiar with. And what toning is doing is you're preserving the pH of the skin. You're also making sure that you get the last remnants of the dirt, any residue from your cleanser, because you don't want that staying on your skin. So you're getting all of that kind of stuff off, and you notice I'm going right up and into a little bit of the hairline here. Now, if you don't have a beard, you're going to do this all the way down, okay? Under your jaw, the whole 9 yards. I have a beard, so obviously I'm only doing this little bit, all right? And as you can see, there's still a little bit of dirt and stuff that was coming off. That doesn't mean the cleanser didn't do its job. That just meant you're getting that last little bit of residue off, all right? Now, the next step, of course, like I said, is to treat, all right? So what I have is an active skin treatment here, okay? Now, the thing with this is just a couple little bit. You don't need a lot of this, because a little bit goes a long way. Now, you'll notice that I'm using my middle finger and my ring finger. I use the middle finger for most of my skin, because that gives me just the right amount of pressure. Now, when I get around my eyes, you're using your ring finger. And the reason is because it's your weakest finger, and it's going to put the least amount of pressure, because you don't want to put a lot of pressure around your eyes, because that stretches out the skin. That's going to be something that contributes to the wrinkles and that kind of stuff, okay? So now I've got my treatment on. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Now, you guys are going to get a treat today, because this is going to be something that's a little bit goofy, and we're going to have some fun with it, all right? So I have got these brightening hydrogel under eye masks, okay? So these are little bitty patches of gel, kind of a gel that is soaked in a treatment, and these get placed directly under the eye. So for a lot of us that have these dark circles that appear, or if you've got sagging or a lot of wrinkles and stuff here, this is something that will contribute to that being less prominent, okay? So this is going to be fun, because I'm still not very good at putting these things on. I'm still learning how to use these things. So here we go. And I made sure to ask the beauty experts, now, how is this supposed to go on? You know, is the fat end, because it's kind of a teardrop shape, is that supposed to be toward the eye? Or is that supposed to be toward the outside or toward the inside? Now, I'll hold this other one up here so you can kind of see a little bit better. You can see it's kind of a teardrop shape. The thin point goes to the outside, and you want that curve to basically sit right up underneath your eye. Now, you don't want it getting in your eye. So as you can see that it's sitting right there underneath it. And this one's sliding down a little bit. So there we go. All right. So these need to stay on here for a few minutes. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. And this one is sliding down. That's the other thing I found is these things like to slide a lot. Don't get in the eye. There we go. So I don't know, maybe laying down would work better with these than trying to stand here and talking. But basically, we're going to leave these on here for about 5-10 minutes. And that is going to allow these treatment to set in a little bit. So how are you guys doing today? Hope everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend. I know it was pretty good for me. I saw a lot of people out there remembering fallen heroes and stuff. And in a lot of ways, it's been very hard for me sometimes with these holidays because I've kind of lost count. I can't remember all the names anymore. It bothers me sometimes. But between the people I knew that got killed overseas in combat, slide back up, you guys. I don't know. Are these things supposed to slide around as much as they're doing here? I don't know. I feel weird with these things. I mean, it's like I could feel these things on my face. It's kind of weird. But between the people I lost overseas, the people I lost that couldn't deal with what they dealt with overseas, that they died most often by their own hand, here at home, it's kind of hard. And there are times when I feel like, does it matter? Does anybody care? Seeing a lot of people's responses, I see that folks do care. And that is a very good thing. All right. So these things pretty much are done staying where they want them to. We're going to go ahead and take them off. Now, ring finger. You're just going to basically gently rub that. Spread it around right there under the eye. But you always use a ring finger around your eyes. All right. So there's those. Now I'm going to let this dry for just a little bit because the next step is moisturizing. All right. Now while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to do my hair treatment for my beard. I have hair oil that I use on my beard to keep it nice and healthy, to protect and treat the hair. And it also keeps it from going just poof. Because, you know, I know you ladies know about having a bad hair day. Yeah, try having it on your face. All right. Because you could just throw a hat or a scarf or something on over your head and like, I'm not dealing with my hair today. Kind of hard when it's hanging off your face to do that. All right. So there's that. Then I have a little bit of a soft styling cream. And I use this to help with the flyaways. And the other thing is I don't have extremely long hair on my head. So once I have it on my beard, I just run what's left right through my hair, and voila, we're done. All right, now before I go on to the next step of my skin treatment, because I can feel that my face is dried enough to add the moisturizing to it, I'm going to wash my hands here because I don't want to have the hair product getting in with the skin treatment. Love these Chemicera towels. Let me tell you, these things are phenomenal. Egyptian cotton. Oh, they dry so beautifully. All right, skin. All right. Moisturizer. All right. This is like the skin treatment. Doesn't take a ton of it, okay? Especially when you're only doing this little bit of your face here. All right. Now, that's pretty much all I'm going to need right there. Just that little bit. So I'm going to massage this in, just kind of spread it around, and you're going to feel it absorbing into your skin, and that's a good thing. You want to have it feel like it's getting absorbed rather well. You you will notice that, well, depending upon what you're using as moisturizer, they're going to have different effects, right? Some of them are what they call mattifying, and I had to figure out what that meant. It's leaving like a matte look to it. This is not one of the mattifying ones, and I prefer that because, to me, it has a better look for when I'm on camera, since I've started doing these live videos and stuff. So there it is, folks. That's pretty much it. It took me all of what, 10, 15 minutes to do. It is not one of those things that has to be extremely complicated. It's not one of those things that has to take you forever. All right. And let me put it this way. Your face is what most people are going to be seeing, and they're going to be noticing when they see you. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're presenting the best face you can. And let's face it, especially for you guys out there. Yeah, you may have more collagen and thicker skin. And this means, in the literal sense, ladies, I'm not talking about who's thick-skinned and thin-skinned. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's a metaphor. Men tend to have a thicker skin and more collagen, which is one of the reasons that men appear to age slower than women. But let's face it, guys, if you're not taking care of your skin, it's going to catch up with you. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. So that's kind of what I wanted to show with you guys today. Now, again, I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, and I want to leave the same way I have been. If you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, or suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary situation. Okay, folks, there are people out there who will miss you and who care about you deeply. So if you are finding yourself in that dark place, reach out to someone. And if you don't think you have anyone to reach out to, call this number here on the screen, 1-800-273-TALK, TALK. That's 8255 if you don't want to look at the little bitty numbers or you can't see them because your eyes are going bad. But this is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and I'm telling you, folks, they are there to help you because everybody's precious, and there are going to be people who miss you if you're gone. So if you need help, reach out and get that help. Until next time, folks, peace, love, and photography. And remember, everything can make a beautiful image, including you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.